All right, Bannock County Commissioners are now in session. No changes to the agenda. Our first item is Board of County Commissioners invoices, Commissioners report, and so just a couple of minor things. And we talked about chairs and everything. In credit cards, the courts and facilities.
That's for the courtroom.
The new one?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's for the remodel of the courtroom.
The desk and stuff? Okay, okay,
Stuff's for the remodel.
okay. That's, I just said, we talked about chairs and we just spent $4,500 on desks. So I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't.
That's all that furniture for that.
Good, good. And then, I didn't have anything on the commissioner's report, but I just wanted to make note of how much money we actually spend, just for the record, a little bit. Like, the treasurer just did her share of postage, $2,200, or $22,000. I mean, I just, food record, I want people to know how much. I mean, it's not, what we go through is a lot. And then also on the same page, there's over $110,000, $120,000 for programs and stuff like that, computer programs and maintenance and stuff. And I'm sure it's just, we're at the first of the year, so we're paying these things, but like I say, over $120,000 just on the one page. And it just, so I wanted to just acknowledge it. Wow. There's a lot of things to go through here.
Yeah.
So. Where's Dan? There's an invoice here from Streamline Plumbing that just got brought in today.
Yeah, I received it, I forwarded it to Todd, I still had it in my Senate file, and it didn't get paid.
So this is last year's budget?
All accrued into last year.
We're into this year's budget?
It should have been ARPA, because we approved that plumbing funds through ARPA, and we never used.
Okay, are you all in a,
It'll be, it's paid out of
agreement.
ARPA and it'll be accrued into last year. We have a handful of straggler invoices that we have to accrue back.
He just walked in and I could cuss him. So that's why I was acknowledging
They
it.
sent it to me, and I said, I don't think this is mine, and they said, yeah, it never got paid, so I found it in my Senate file.
And then as soon as it got sent to me, then I got it processed.
You lost it.
No, he just come in at the right time. Motion on them.
Chair, I move that we approve the commissioner's invoices as presented.
Have a motion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Next we have alcohol licenses.
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve the alcohol licenses as presented.
We have a motion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right. Kimberly.
Wow, I'm glad I got here a little early. I thought I was going to be
So
way
am
far
I.
down. Howdy. So, Kimberly Talbot, Domestic Violence Court Coordinator for the 6th Judicial District. Hello. On September 27th of this year, Bannock County was awarded continuation funding from the Improving Criminal Justice Response to Domestic Violence and Stalking Program through the Department of Justice Violence Against Women Office in the amount of $374,990. This is a fully funded, non-matching award. No construction projects will be funded under this award, and no construction projects will be required of Bannock County in regard to this award. This brings the total grant award for the ICGAR program to just over $1.3 million in 3 grant cycles for Bannock County and the 6th Judicial District. With this grant funding, Bannock County will be able to support the following positions: a half-time high-risk coordinator who will manage the high-risk offender team, a half-time high-risk probation officer who supervises high-risk domestic violence offenders, advocacy services provided through the Family Services Alliance, who is our partner on this grant, family specialists to provide counseling and parenting education to victims and families impacted by domestic violence, supervised access and safe exchange to provide supervised access hours and safe exchange for high conflict couples to promote safety for victims and their children, funding for domestic violence evaluations to assess risk for offenders in our community, travel funds for the DV court team and their partners to attend regional and OVW sponsored training. Quickly, because I always do this, quickly, I'd like to thank several people who helped with this grant application, a small but mighty group to help make this happen, with the majority of the application being written by 2 people. It's kind of stressful. Myself and Amber Moe, my former manager at the Idaho Supreme Court, with additional support from Nancy Allen, Christy Klauser, and Mandy Keller. I possibly called her every single day to get numbers. Moral support came from Lacey Parker, who was going to be here, Judge Tippy Jarman, Monica Sonata, Terrence Pocatella, our high-risk team coordinator, Jason Dixon, thank you, Christy Davenport, you have a gem in your office. Members of the DV Court team, Sarah O'Banion, our Executive Director of Family Service Alliance, and last but certainly not least, this time I am thanking my husband, Jason Wilcox, who I dragged here today. In a job like mine, where grant writing and grant management are supposed to be a small part of my duties, and my remote work life and my home life overlap a bit, my husband, Jason, has been my biggest support. Jason, thanks for making dinner a lot and making sure I had enough coffee to get through this. Also, your patience with me turning our dining room table into my office space for this project is worth at least some sort of special recognition. Thank you. Today, Jason, you get to see more than the stress of my job. You get to see the rewards. With that, I'm requesting that Bannock County Commissioners accept the grant awards and provide the approval needed through the Just Grant website to accept this funding.
One other note on this is, in the past, when we've applied for this, they've come back and needed things. This time, Kim did a really good job, and we never heard anything until we got the award.
So 2 things. Breathe and smile.
It's done. Woo!
You have a gem here too. We want you to know. She does an amazing job, and we appreciate her very, very much.
Thank you for saying that.
Comments?
Yeah, just a couple questions. Can you tell me how we collaborate with the Family Services Alliance?
So-
As you know, I went over there a couple weeks ago and toured it and met with the group, and so I'd just like a little bit more information on that.
Okay,
please.
so we would not be able to apply for this grant without them being a partner. So first, there's that. They provide an advocate with funds that we provide through this grant. The advocate is part of our high-risk team, our Wednesday DV court team. They attend hearings with victims all the way from arraignment, all the way through review hearings. Also, Sarah O'Banion and Michelle Pace, I think I always forget her last name. They are part of our oversight, domestic violence oversight team, and help us as a team make decisions. And they helped with the budget on this grant.
In terms of domestic violence, what have we seen case-wise over the last couple of years? Has it been going up, remaining kind of steady?
Increase after COVID. We saw a lot of high conflict divorces. We did see an increase in domestic violence due to COVID.
Do we anticipate seeing those numbers fall down to pre-COVID numbers, or do we?
Don't know yet.
It's still
Don't know
early to
yet.
tell.
We did see an increase in civil protection order filings. I don't have those numbers. I can provide those
No.
numbers to you. I covered the domestic violence docket under Judge Jarman, and we did see an increase in those, and just an increase in just how people treat each other, because it just seemed just more volatile.
No.
So, and she could speak to that more because she runs those hearings, but I get up every day to put myself out of business, as do a number of my team members. And we'll keep doing it until we do put ourselves out of business. But yeah, we do receive a lot of support from Family Services Alliance and have had for the entire time, the entire 7 years I've been here.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
John,
No questions.
motion?
Mr. Chair, I would gladly move that we approve and accept the grant as presented.
You have a motion, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay.
Well done. Thank you.
Thanks.
Richard? We need to go into executive session for a minute.
Thanks so much for seeing me.
Mr. Chair, I would move that we enter into executive session under Idaho Code 74-206, Prim 1A and B, personnel